Welcome, brothers and sisters, to another exciting day of Space Marines. Today, the big patch just dropped. It's December 10th. Here we go. The Obelisk update is out. Watch the trailer now. There's a lot of good things we've been looking forward to. Let's see what the devs did. We'll start by let's go ahead and watch the trailer. Why not?
We end this now.
Lieutenant Titus has a plan to take down the shield protecting that obelisk. Find the control console powered by malignant energy. Titus will provide further instruction.
Yeah, it looks pretty badass.
We can make it. Keep going.
Zangor and Light. Oh yeah, he looks pretty tough.
Brace yourself.
Dark Angels chapter pack. Or champion skin. Cosmetics. Green weapon skins.
Reloading.
New operation, Obelisk, new enemy. All right, it looks pretty good. We'll go through the patch notes, and then I'm going to make another video. I'm going to play through on the new operation and test out some of the changes. That'll be an upcoming video. If you're interested in that, hey, please subscribe to the channel. You guys know what to do. Ring the bell, like, subscribe, and if there's anything else you want to see me do in the comments, let me know. I'm going to play all the classes that have weapon updates, and I'm also going to play through the new operation with the party and see what happens. But those will come later today, probably. All right, so Dark Angels Cosmetics. All right, the new Obelisk update is out now, which means the very much awaited Dark Angels chapter pack is now yours. It comes with Dark Angels cosmetics for your weapons, the auto bolt rifle. Nobody's going to use that. That thing is awful. The plasma pistol, the power sword, the Dark Angels champion. Those are going to be popular. A lot of people like playing the Dark Angels armies. A unique armor set and banner for the Bulwark class will also get a unique Dark Angels Storm Shield. Okay, so I'm going to have to try out the Bulwark for sure. I think I'll definitely run the Bulwark through the new operation. And hey, if you guys are interested, I've already done videos of running pretty much every class with every weapon that they can use I did them all through decapitation on Ruthless, just so people could see what the different weapons were like and how they compared in Ruthless, which weapons were good. So, take a look at those if you're interested. All right. I like it. I like the green. It looks nice. The shield looks great. I think the shield and sword look pretty awesome. I would definitely use that shield. The sword, I don't know. I kind of like my Survivor sword. It's all chipped up. I sort of like that. But I might use that if I'm going for green. The plasma pistol for sure. I would use that. I think that looks pretty nice. The auto bolt rifle, I I don't think anybody's using that, honestly. So I don't think that's happening. But overall, I think he looks pretty good for a Dark Angel. So the Dark Angels chapter pack includes the heraldry items of the second foundings and successor chapters of the Dark Angels. The Angels of Absolution, Redemption, Vengeance, the Unnamed, the Blades of Vengeance, the Cowled Wardens, the Bringers of Judgment, and the Angels of Defiance. All right, I got something I can spend my requisition points on, since I've already got all the heraldries unlocked and I'm maxed. So I got new stuff I can do now. But I kind of like the green and white. That second one, I kind of like that, and the purple one, I kind of like the purple one. The black one is good. These are all good. The diagonal kind of green white, that's nice. So excellent. I think this should be a hit for people who are into the cosmetics, especially the Dark Angels. The new armor pieces will also be added, including a fan favorite helmet, the Mark 8 Ravenwing. Yeah, I've been looking forward to that. All these items will be available to unlock as part of the Heraldry Cosmetic. Last addition to the customization menu, the color lenses are finally here. Choose among 15 different colors to customize your Space Marine even more. So I really like the Ravenwing helmet. I just like it better than the Primaris helmet personally. It's just personal choice. Problem is my Survivor helmet is is a Primaris, and I do kind of like having that. But we'll see. Hey, maybe I'll do some builds with the old helmet. It looks pretty nice. And then the lenses. I'm really hoping the lenses are changeable in all the helmets. We'll test it out and see later when I do some more videos. Today you only have a couple of choices where they're like green or red lenses and they're helmet specific. So if we could change all of those, that would be pretty sick. Our new PvE Operation Obelisk. For this operation, you'll be sent to Demirium to rotate a replica of the obelisk to disrupt the flow of energy, protecting the Aurora device. This operation takes place in parallel to the final events of the campaign. So yeah, the boss looks pretty cool. I'm really hoping we get to fight the boss. This is what I was looking forward to the most. We only had the 7 operations, so honestly, Space Marines is an awesome game. Combat is great, but it's a little light on the combat. The combat gets a little repetitive. So to have an 8th operation is going to be great, and I'm hoping that this is a good one. I'm not a fan of the chaos operations. Fighting, the Dust Boys is okay. That doesn't bother me. But the actual missions, having to like run around, capture the area on the altars, I really don't like that. Or, there's not a real boss fight. Come on, it's really you got to solve the rune puzzle, and you get a few shots in at the Hell Drake. Now it is exciting dodging the Hell Drake's fire blasts in Reliquarium, which is definitely the hardest operation. But still, I just don't like those missions very much, to be honest. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm hoping this will get me to play more of the dust missions. To reach the console of the obelisk, you'll make it through a tomb plunged in darkness to make your progression even tougher. The Chaos Forces see a new addition to their roster, the Zangor Enlightened, a new Majoris enemy. They will now appear in every PvE operation with Chaos. So yeah, I'm looking forward to these guys. These guys riding on their discs. That looks pretty badass. So I'm looking forward to that. The actual going through the tomb, not so much. Fall of Atreus isn't too bad going through there, but again, Reliquarium at the beginning, going through there, searching for the fusion cores, it's just not that's not my idea of fun. I hate doing that mission, so I'm hoping this is going to be a good map, a good mission. All right, so that's the content updates. I'm pretty happy. I got a new operation. I'm looking forward to playing it. Like I said, I'm going to take Bulwark in there and see how I look in my new gear. It's going to be a fun day. That's what I'm going to be. That's what I'll be doing all day. I'm going to be running missions, and I'll put some of them up as videos after I finish them. So it'll be good. All right. So tech update. Finally, on the tech side, 5.0 update will bring frame generation support with integration to the DLSS3 and FSR 3.1. To read the full patch note of the update, please check here. For more details, read our fact. Maybe come back to that. Acknowledgements. We are endlessly grateful for the Space Marine 2 community. You have been expressing your desires and hopes towards the game since the very beginning, which is a blessing to us. Thank you again for the love and support you're sending towards both the game and the teams. We cannot wait to continue the journey in 2025 with even more content, the Focus and Saber teams. Yeah, I really do think the devs on this game built a great game. The combat is just awesome. It has the whole power vibe that gamers want. So I really do like it. And then where they have made mistakes, they have balanced them and done their best to fix them. There's still a few things to do. I've done videos with all the weapons. I actually think almost all the weapons are viable, not just the metas. And again, if you want to watch some of those videos, they're out there. So I think they've done a good job balancing the weapons. I would still like to see them fix block. Block is awful. There's just no reason to take a block weapon. So I'm hoping that that's coming up. That is really the main next thing that would really make me happy in this game. I still don't like the matchmaking. It's still a hassle getting matched with the same class, and then when people want to speed run and so they kick you out of the party when you join late and you're right back at the beginning of the map. That's happened to me a few times, and they've dead run through it, and then they're mad because I joined in progress, but I'm at the front of the map, and I got to fight my way through all the hordes that they spawned, that they ran past, and then they kick me. That's happened several times because I just can't get to them without killing everything along the way. So, I'm one of the ones who I'm a fan of killing most of the waves along the way, and just running every once in a while. Like if you're right at the elevator and one of the thropes spawn or two of the thropes spawn, then yeah, let's get out of here. But if you're pretty far from the exit, like fight your way through. Acknowledgements. Relentlessly grateful. Oh, I already did that. All right. So the Emperor protects. What else we got here? Let's look back up here. So to read the full patch note of the update, please click here. Let's do it. All right, update 5.0 is live. Hello, Space Marines. The 5.0 update is now live, bringing the long-awaited Dark Angels chapter pack to the new Obelisk operation, a new Majoris enemy, new customization options, and various gameplay balancing. Read the full patch notes below. Okay, yeah, we're after the Obelisk. In this new operation, you'll be sent to the Miriam, and your mission is to rotate a replica of the obelisk to disrupt the flow of energy, protecting the Aurora device. The operation will take place in parallel. So this is the same as before, but I think this is new. The new Zangor Enlightened, a new Majoris enemy. Note from our game director: the Zangor Enlightened is a disc-flying melee ranged hybrid unit. They are fearsome opponents, especially when met in greater numbers. However, catching them after parry or during a long animation makes them an easy target. So parry these guys. We strongly advise you to use target lock to face this enemy. Okay, so he's going to be flying around a lot. Get your target lock on, boys. It looks pretty badass, I like it. All right, we already went through the chapter packs. It looks great. Yep, love the shield. All right, here we go. Gameplay and balancing tweaks. Melee. Note from our game director: the melee system has been our main focus recently. The issue that we saw is that on higher difficulties, the melee combat relied too heavily on parry gun strike flow. Yeah, in this game, it's all about the parry gun strike. That's why the blocking weapons are not that good. This also made fencing melee weapons a universal choice for almost all situations. Yep, that's right. I don't think I ever take anything else. I did play the blocking weapons up to unlock them, but that was it. Then I put them away, didn't use them again because they were not very good. And we want to give players more options. To try and achieve that, we've made the following changes. First, normal melee damage has increased across the board. There will be more options instead of just parry gun strike. That's good. I really did think melee was underwhelming. If you were in a melee class, or even if you were running tactical with a chainsword, it just took too many hits to kill Majoris. So I'm looking forward to what this is like. Secondly, we are drastically changing how the blocking weapons work. Sweet. In short, by blocking enemy attacks, the player will accumulate up to 3 stacks of melee damage buffs. Attacking while having these stacks of buffs will spend them and will result in massive AoE damage discharge. All right, so blocking is block 3. It sounds like block 3 times, you'll fully charge an AoE strike afterwards. Okay, I'm looking forward to that. With these changes, fencing weapons will still be great versus limited numbers of enemies. Balanced weapons will be good against big crowds. Blocking will become the damage dealer type weapons. All right, so that's going to be an interesting choice. So sounds like if it's me, if I'm running a melee class like Assault or Vanguard, I'm probably taking block weapons. If I'm taking a Bulwark, that's going to be interesting because they're more of a defense class. So the Bulwark might be better served keeping the fencing or even the balanced weapons. Probably the fencing. Interesting, or that'll be an interesting test point. I'll have to take a Bulwark in with the blocking weapons and see is that superior to the fencing weapons. So yeah, so watch out for that video. It's coming. Perfect block. All block weapons have been reworked with a new mechanic. The perfect block and adrenaline surge. Perfectly timed blocks grant up to 3 adrenaline surge attacks. Adrenaline surge attacks greatly increase melee damage and are consumed after the next melee attack. Attacking with 3 stacks of adrenaline surge deals massive AoE damage, staggers enemies, and restores 1 armor segment. Nice. Okay, I'm definitely testing that out. I'm definitely going to take pretty much all the classes in and I'll make videos, see what it looks like. Fencing weapons, perfect parry AoE stagger radius slightly reduced. Okay, not a big deal to me. Balance weapons, perfectly parry AoE stagger radius greatly increased. Okay, master crafted versions will do 10% more. Artificer will do 10% more. Relic will do 10% more. So all the balanced weapons are going to do 10% more damage. Well, not the original standard weapons if you're still running those. Okay, fair enough. No damage increase to fencing. Fencing pretty much get slightly nerfed, and you get a little less range on perfect parry. Balanced weapons get a boost from more damage and a greater stagger radius, and then blocking all types except the very first standard weapon get a 20% damage bonus. So yeah, this is going to get people to want to try out the balanced and the blocking for sure to see what they like best in their playstyle. So I'm excited. This actually gives us new choices in melee weapons where before, if you saw any of my videos and you saw anybody's videos, fencing was the way to go. Maybe that's not the case anymore. We're going to find out. Unarmed firearm melee stomps can now be chained indefinitely. Oh wow! So my heavy is really going to like that because heavies suck in in melee. Stomps all you pretty much got. So that's kind of nice. We'll see how that works. All right, firearms. Note from our game director, we are quite happy with recent updates to firearms. Pretty much all firearms are viable on the hardest difficulties now, and our win rate, pick rate data shows drastic improvements. I actually agree. I've run videos where I've tried pretty much every firearm on every class and kind of rated them all. And I agree with the majority on what the meta weapons are, but I find almost every weapon is viable. Almost. There's never a situation where I would take the auto bolt rifle, like I said before. Even like the Oculus carbine is viable. I like the heavy bolter for the tactical. I like the plasma weapons on the tactical. I think the other one I wouldn't ever take is probably the regular carbine. I think there's no point in taking that. The marksman carbine, I would take on missions, but the problem with the marksman carbine is there's stuff that does it better. You could just take the regular bolter, not even with the grenade launcher, and would work better than the carbine, I think. And for marksmanship type stuff, the stalker is perfectly acceptable and better. It has a little less ammo, but it does better damage than the marksman. So honestly, those are the two. Little spoiler, those are the two I would never take: is the auto bolt rifle and the submachine gun carbine. But everything else I think is viable, and another little spoiler. I love penetration on the bolters. The heavy bolter I think has a base penetration of 7 for the heavy. That's insane. So you can shoot through 7 mobs if they're standing in front of each other with one bolt. So that's super ammo efficient for mob clears especially Minoris. So I do think the bolters are all viable. I agree with this statement. All right, so still there are a few weapons that are better than others, and minor tweaks will be coming in the patch. Yeah, 100% the grenade launcher bolter variant. There's nothing better than that. And then you could argue that in certain situations the melt is good. On the heavy, all the weapons are good, but definitely the melt is better for close in crowd clear. And the heavy plasma incinerator, I think, is overall the best. It's good in pretty much all situations. But like I said, the heavy bolter, I've taken it in every mission, and it's worked great. So it's fun, and the bolters are just fun. So that's one reason to take them. They may not be the meta weapon, but they're fun. Further into the future with patch 7, we're planning to focus on reworking weapon perks. Weapon perks are underwhelming compared to class perks right now. Okay, fair enough. I would agree with that. They are kind of boring. And the issues with some weapons are actually a result of them having bad perk tree rather than basic stats. Okay. The other big outstanding problem we have here is the grenade launcher. There are quite a few bugs, misconfigurations, that make it the way it is. Okay, sounds like there's a grenade launcher nerf coming. That's going to make That's gonna make a lot of people upset, but I actually think it's due. I think that that weapon is way overpowered. Okay, so number one, due to a bug, a certain perk restores full ammo when it shouldn't. Yeah, we all knew this was a bug. We knew, they actually removed the ability to fill your grenades out of ammo crates. That was an obvious sign that they thought the grenade launcher shouldn't be, full ammo all the time. So that perk where you kill a Majoris and get a full magazine that everybody takes is no longer going to be as useful, probably, it looks like. Due to a misconfiguration on our side, Artificer and Relic versions deal 4 times the damage Mastercrafted version, which was not intended. Yeah, the grenade launcher variant to the bolter is a beast. There's no doubt. So again, that's why it's the best. So it looks like a nerf is coming. Due to a bug, perks that increase Auspex scan damage stack buff additively, thus providing consistent and predictable results. This bug results in crazy damage numbers with Auspex scan perks depending on the order in which they were activated. This is why bosses get erased by grenade launchers with certain builds. Yeah, you can really wear down the Hive Tyrant with consist. If you go in there with 9 grenades and just grenade him after an Auspex scan, yeah, you can just blow him away, like crazy. So yeah, that's an expected one. Since they nerfed the Melt-A-Bomb with the Hive Tyrant, we knew this one was probably coming too. I don't think they should have nerfed the Melt-A-Bomb. I think that's really was actually a good use of it, but hey, that's just me. If we approach this directly and fix all 3 bugs, it will make the grenade launcher useless and will hurt the entire tactical class. We will be very careful in how we address this issue. We do want to keep the fun element of destroying entire enemy waves of enemies with the grenade launcher. At the same time, no other weapon can match grenade launcher with potentially unlimited ammo. Yeah, that's right. And so it sounds like, again, that the devs are listening to the community, which is great. They really screwed up earlier and nerfed the heck out of the game, and introduced the tethering and just did a bunch of stuff that really annoyed the player base. And so it sounds like they're being careful in how they do their implementations now to kind of ease us. Because of these complications, we want to take the time to carefully analyze and make the best decision possible about the grenade launcher. So we're not modifying it in this patch. Okay, doing a slow burn on this one. They're warning us that, hey, it's coming. All right, Neo Volk Light Pistol. I know a lot of people don't like this pistol that much. I like it. So I run it all the time on Bulwark, and I run it all the time on Vanguard. Assault, I still use the heavy pistol because the heavy pistol is just savage. But I do like the Neo Volkite. Let's see what they did to the Neo Volkite. Note from our game director, we unified enemy sensitivity to the Volkite damage with bolter damage. This means a massive damage buff to certain Majoris and Extremis enemies that were more resistant to Volkite damage. Okay, so it sounds like, yeah, the Volkite took a while to kill Majoris, usually about 3 explosions to put them into an executable state. This is going to make it even more viable against Majoris is what I think is we're going to see here. Volkite damage sensitivity has been increased from 1 to 1.5 for these enemies. Devourer Tyranid Warrior, Barb Strangler Tyranid Warriors. I hate those guys. I hate the floor is lava. Venom Cannon Tyranid Warriors. I hate those guys. Those snipers get you. The Rubric Marines, the Flame Marines, and the Zoanthrope. Everybody hates the Zoanthropes. Oh, yeah, people with the grenade launcher on tactical are not going to be happy about when they come and do the nerf. That was like a staple, that and the sniper for killing Zoanthropes. So I'm glad to see this. We're going to do a little more damage on the Tyranid Warrior types. Rubric Marines and Flamethrower Marines, good. I'm glad we're going to do a little more on those. That might make me actually fight them with ranged a little more, because my habit is just to close the melee range because they shoot too darn much. I want to be able to stun them. I don't want them shooting me. So maybe this will actually make ranged weapons more viable against the dust opponents. All right, so bolt carbine. Again, oh yeah, I said this is a weapon I would never use. Max ammo on all SMG bolt carbines increased by 1 magazine. All right, that's not enough. My problem with the bolt carbine is not an ammo problem. It's more of a damage problem, a stunning problem. Just because it has one more magazine, I don't think that's going to make it better than, say, a heavy bolt rifle or or taking a stalker bolt rifle into the mission. It might be great in PvP, but I don't play PvP, so everything I'm talking about is PvE. All right, extermination bonus. Note from our game director, this change simply increases the amount of XP players are getting in operations mode if they are zealously exterminating enemy waves. Oh, I like this. This aims to incentivize players to not skip encounters without punishing those who want to skip, and makes the game less grindy in preparation for new features coming in the lineup, i.e. prestige ranks. Okay, so yeah, I think this is a good idea. And really, this goes back to what I was saying before. This note is great because the devs are actually telling us why they made a change so that people will understand it and not just get all pissed off that they can't, just speed run it anymore. Or yeah, you can't actually, you have a choice. You can speed run it, but you'll get more XP if you don't. Based on percent enemies killed, you get increases to the amount of XP gained on the percent of enemies killed during an operation. So killing more than 85%, you get a 120 XP bonus. So hey, victory 3396. Okay, holy crap, this looks significant. This looks like it's worth doing. I was worried that they were just going to take those last XP you get for the individual achievements, like you get an extra 10 XP and you were going to get 20. If they did that, nobody would bother. So they knew that. The rank is common to the party. Everyone gets the same. Excellent. So yeah, this is the ending part. It's not the individual part. Excellent. All right, gameplay quality of life. Dodge and vulnerability logic is now client side, meaning that dodges will be responsive and more accurate with higher ping. Yeah, I guess I got low ping because there are just some dodges that ever since patch 4.0, there's some dodges that I think I should have got and I missed. So that's probably related to that. That's pretty awesome. Players are now invulnerable to new instances of damage while in knockback animation. Okay, that is nice because you get knocked back, you miss a parry, you get knocked back, and then you get killed because you get hit like 3 times if you're in the mosh pit. So I think that could definitely be a bonus. Added 10 frames of invulnerability at the start of the jump pack launch animation. Okay, that's actually decent, but it's really it's more on the landing where I get killed on the assault, not on the jump. Or maybe it is the jump and you just see it in the landing, but you get shot right after the jump. Okay, so that's what they're trying to fix. If sniper shoots you right after the jump and you end up that stuns you, you come down in the mosh pit and get killed. So maybe that'll fix that. Okay, I'm looking forward to trying out assault in this one. Dodge and parry sound notification clarity has been greatly improved. Heavy's barrier can be activated in more player states. So, okay, so you can bring up Iron Halo during stagger. Okay, so that's good. Player controls are slightly more responsive after using the grapnel launcher. Okay, like it. Added spawn protection in PvP, added Neo Volkite pistols into PvP. All right, so PvP guys are getting something. I think they'll like trying out the Neo Volkite. I like it. And yeah, people are always complaining of getting camped and killed while you're right when you're respawning in PvP. I don't play PvP, so those aren't big for me. But for our brothers who like that, I'm sure they're getting a little bit of love. AI zoanthropes, shielded zoanthropes will now attack less frequently. See, that didn't really bother me. That just forced you to hurry and as quick as you could switch to the other guys, and it just made the zoanthropes tough. So this I think this will probably be a pretty big nerf on the zoanthropes. Maybe this is in preparation from them nerfing the grenade launcher, but it doesn't really bother me that much. All right, enemy spawn director. You will no longer fight extremist level enemies on your first encounter right after the start of a mission. Okay, that doesn't really bother me on, say, substantial level or higher. On the first 2 levels of difficulty, that definitely would annoy me for new players. But on the higher levels, that didn't actually bother me. But okay, they're gonna make it a little easier. It looks like less extremists and a little bit weaker extremists. Lots of minor animation fixes for various enemies. Okay, customization. All right, so we've already been through this. Lens color customization should be pretty awesome. Looking forward to that. Fixed shading of Balthazar gold and Ishubadi bone colors. Yeah, so if you were really into painting your tabletop miniatures, this would really annoy you if your colors were off. I'm glad they did that. Fixed a number of small bugs with certain armor pieces not applying colors correctly. Yep. So good. I'm glad they did that. The people that really like the cosmetics and and especially those are really going to especially be the people painting. That's going to annoy them, when they do that. All right, Operation Fall of Atreus. Okay, yeah. I'm glad they're fixing anything with the dust missions. I really don't like chaos missions. It's the missions I don't like, not the mobs. All right, made adjustments to the scripting to make this level shorter and more in line with the duration of other levels. Yeah, it takes a while to get through that mission, and then it takes a while, to push the fusion core up the ramp on the little cart. The second sequence with the dreadnought, repel the attack is randomized. Now you may and may not happen. Okay, I didn't mind that part, but the whole mission overall was long, but it was kind of cool seeing a dreadnought. But okay, he's still in it randomly. Okay. The fusion battery needs to be charged only once in the final sequence. Okay, so that's good. That'll shorten the final sequence because it does take a while. I mean, it's not necessarily too hard. It's just takes a while. So the defending the battery and charging it and pushing it up the ramp just takes a while. So I'm actually glad they're shortening that. Large amount of small fixes in level geometry, collision, and terminus enemies getting stuck in some areas. Okay, good. Perks. Note from our game director, in this patch we are only fixing bugs with existing perks, but trust me, we are seeing the issues with them. A lot of the class perks are not as good as we wanted them to be, and some perk tree choices are really more efficient than others. With patch 6, we are planning to massively rework a bunch of lacking perks to make more builds viable. All right, so again, they're fixing stuff. I think this is great. A lot of people in the community have been saying the perk trees are really weak on a few of the classes, like Assault. Like the Assault perks are awful. So this is going to be good. There will be people that don't like it because your favorite perk is going to get nerfed. But overall, I think that's a positive change for the game. General fixes. Getting kicked out of a session will still grant kicked player XP rewards based on checkpoint completion. All right, I think this is great. It's really annoying to get kicked because your party thinks you're going too slow, but you're having to fight your way through a wave of enemies that they spawned and ran past, and then they kick you. I hate that, and it's happened to me a few times. They're like, hey, hurry, come on, get over here. But it's like if I come, I'm going to get killed because I'm surrounded. Exiting the turret charging wheel and termination operation is now quicker. Okay, good. Improved a few enemies counting for purge them all achievement. Okay. Fixed a bug where combat knife charge attacks would occasionally heavy hit every time without charging. Oh, darn. I really like the combat knife on Sniper and Vanguard. I always run it. On Vanguard, some people will say the chainsword is better, but I like the combat knife. So maybe I won't like it as much anymore because they fixed this bug. I hadn't even noticed that one. Fixed a bug where Heavy's primary weapon was not shooting after joining in progress. Oh, this has happened to me so many times. I would spawn in the tower on decapitation where we're supposed to set up the mines with an in progress, and I run up and I start shooting and my bolter just goes click click click, and then I go down in a swarm, and all of a sudden they're already into my health, and I'm dodging and I'm trying to melee, and my gun's not working. And I did find if I switch weapons to the secondary and then back, that fixed that bug. But holy crap, that was annoying what happened. And the boys would be like, dude, what are you doing? You suck. Why aren't you shooting them? It's like we're going to kick you because you don't know how to play heavy. So so that happened. That kind of thing did happen to me a few times. So I'm glad they fixed it because it definitely was annoying. And yeah, it only happened on heavy, and it only happened right after I spawned in progress. Fixed the bug where party leader could get stuck on a loading screen in rare cases. Okay, so I've gotten stuck in like black screens and things a few times, but I don't. So yeah, that's probably that. Fixed Hierophant's damage sensitivity to certain weapons. It can still be damaged by normal weapons, but the damage is reduced. Okay, so this is when you first see the Hierophant, people just, blasting away at the Hierophant because they really want you to use the cannons and go through the cannon mechanic. They don't really want you using the normal weapons. So this is going to nerf people that try to shoot it right when they first see it, and just use normal weapons in the main part of the fight, which I'm okay with. Fix the bug where Helldrake was not taking any damage from shots in rare cases. Okay. Fix the bug where Helldrake could be knocked off its pedestal by shots from an underbarrel grenade launcher. Yeah, the grenade launcher is awesome. Fix the bug where Imara would not take any damage from shots in the final mission in rare cases. Yeah, there were some missions he was really hard to kill. So, okay, I can see that. Fix the bug where players were shown a long black screen instead of death in PvP. Haven't seen that. Don't play PvP. Fix the bug where players could not see each other's customization in rare cases. Fix the bug where the Neo-Volkite would deal damage further than its actual visual effects. Okay, good. Fix the bug where enemies were able to pierce block stance with double attack. Okay. Fix the bug with Bulwark armor of Contempt perk not triggering correctly to deal friendly fire and dealing friendly fire. Yeah, okay. We don't like it when we do friendly fire because we thought we weren't doing friendly fire in this game. Fixed an issue where the Neo-Volkite pistol would sometimes trigger a chain of explosions and cause performance issues. Fixed a rare bug with Vanguard's zone of impact not triggering correctly. Yeah, I hate it when I get into the mosh pit with Vanguard when I jump and then I get swarmed and I was like, I thought I should have hurt some of those guys. That's happened to me. Fix perks that grant player immunity to heavy hits and knockback during charging melee attacks not working with the charge attacks unlocked via weapon perks. Okay, good. We like our immunity. Combat knife charge attack buffs from other perks, Sniper Shadow Stab, are now correctly applied for both damage instances. All right, so this should up damage on combat knife charge attacks. Large number of minor fixes and perks, how they stack and how they trigger in rare cases. Minor UI fixes and improvements, localization fixes. Okay. Tech. All right, some people will like this. They added FSR3, DSS3 support, a frame generation component for DLSS and FSR. For more details, check our FAQ. I'm not going to go through that FAQ. Crash fixes and general stability improvements, general connectivity improvements, slight performance improvements, slightly improved texture, streaming speed, improved anti-cheat. Okay, mod support. Please note that starting from the 5.0 update, mods will no longer be supported in public lobbies. You can find the complete explanation here. So modders are not going to be happy. I think I saw the devs had said saves can be corrupted in PvE for all characters, not just the modded, if you've got certain mods. And so they decided to remove it. But they did leave it in the private lobby, and they did leave it in PvP, I believe. So modders aren't going to be happy, but it is what it is. If you're not a modder, you'll be happy because your saves aren't going to get corrupted. But I can see how modders wouldn't like this. All right, that's it for 5.0 update. We hope you like the new operation and you'll have fun customizing your Marines. Let us know your thoughts on the new gameplay tweaks we made, especially the revamped melee mechanics. As we previously said, your feedback is invaluable to us. It helps us pinpoint exactly what you want and would like to see more of in the future. Enjoy this update and have a happy winter holidays. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. And the Emperor protects. Dmitry Grigorenko, game director. Hey, so everyone, final thoughts. I'm not going to play through any here. I'm going to end this video now. But final thoughts. This looks like a great update. I'm excited that there's a new operation. I'm excited that they've revamped the blocking weapons finally. So I'm pretty happy with this update. I think, barring playtesting. So if you like this content, like, subscribe, hit the bell. You know what to do. I am going to go in and playtest this. I'm going to run Bulwark with the new changes to the Neo-Volkite. I'm going to run a Bulwark with block and see what happens. I'm going to run Assault and see if I can see any changes in how assault works. Again, I'll run assault with a blocking weapon, and I'll run Vanguard with block, and then I'll probably run a few things with parry, and I'll run the new mission a few times, and I'll post these. And if you like this kind of content, come back and watch. Hey, for the Emperor. Bye, guys.